And we should be live. I'm not really sure if this microphone situation is working, so if that tapped in your ear, I'm really sorry. Let me know if you hear this really soft tapping. Looks like it is, so I can't tell if this headset is working. I can only rely on your responses. So good morning, Cats, Autumn, Tara White. Good morning. I am live, right? It says 5 waiting. Let me see. Did I miss anybody? I don't want to miss anybody. Yes. I found a bunch of stories for us this morning, so I'm really excited about that. Before we get started, not to be the downer of the entire mindset of this chat, but or this live stream, but this morning the first thing that I saw in my news feed was the suicide of a local meteorologist in Detroit had taken her own life. No one knew that she was suffering so deeply with depression. Reading articles about her, it states that she had had a LASIK eye surgery and was having a hard time with recovery, and was struggling with that, but that's as deep as it went. And everyone was very shocked to know that she was suffering so deeply. The holidays are a hard time for people. That's not a shocking bit of information. The shocking bit of information is how stigmatized people that are depressed, suffering with depression and anxiety are. How can people still be so stigmatized and so aloof to people suffering? And what's crazy is how strongly the more we urge people to reach out, to call the National Suicide Hotline, it seems like it's skyrocketing, and I don't understand why. So I'm gonna post that in the comments section because I just feel like it's on my heart and it's on my mind. So I feel like it's something that needs to be coming out of my mouth and needs to be a focus just in case someone hears it and someone needs to talk to someone, they can. You can call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255 or it's 273-TALK. Please don't suffer in silence. Please reach out to someone, reach out to anyone. You can send me a message on any of my social media platforms. Please don't suffer in silence. Please. The ripple effect it has on everyone cuts much deeper than a momentary uncomfortable conversation that you feel might be uncomfortable. I would much rather someone reach out to me that I don't even know than have them not in this world anymore. So please, I'm not going to stay on the subject the whole time because I don't want to make everyone cry all morning long. But please don't suffer in silence. Okay, I got that part out of the way. I know that some people still get, stigmatized by, when they're depressed. And I don't understand that. There's no reason. Transparency with everything that you're feeling across the board should always be a standard. Always. Please reach out to someone. I'm not going to stay on the subject long, like I just said, but it's on my mind and it's on my heart, and I feel like it's something that I need to be talking about. So please reach out to myself or anyone that can. Anyone, please. I'm going to post the phone number in the comment section because I really want people to be able to have that readily available to use or pass on to anyone that you think might find it useful. I put it in the comment section and I'll post it in the chat as well. Ooh, okay. Christmas is always better with everyone here. I think everyone would agree to that. So, all right. I'm not going to stay on that too long. I don't want to make everyone sad because someone might be remembering something that happened in their family that they've never discussed with anybody, and I don't want to make everybody upset. My job is to entertain you. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I found, I think this is 10. Hold on, let me look at the number. Might be 15. These are 15 times people were communicating with the dead. I was trying to remember what the title was. And then the next one are 8 ghost stories, 8 more ghost stories. And then I found, sorry about that. 10 times people reveal they accidentally found a dead body. So we will wrap it. That's the order that we'll be going with the stories. So I'm going to check the chat again really quickly. Hey, Paul. Hello. Hello. Hope everyone's doing well. Anyone else feeling the Christmas panic? This is the first year I think that I don't feel the Christmas panic. I've been making Christmas cookies like a crazy person. I like to give a lot of them away. So there's that. And you know what happens when you make Christmas cookies? You freaking eat Christmas cookies. So yikes. Anyway, we're going to dive right into the stories. And I will check the chat for your responses as I'm going along. I have them on my phone, so I don't have to switch screens here. Awesome. Oh, ghosts and dead bodies. Merry Christmas. Okay. This first one is titled Tarot for Real. I don't know if these are ever relevant. I'm just reading it as it's written. So, my next door neighbor was totally into things woo-woo. Crystals, chakras, all that stuff. Okay, first of all, that's condescending. Anyways, she swore that she knew someone who was a legit medium and amazing with tarot cards. She threw a party and invited this woman. I got a 15-minute session and it blew my mind. She was totally matter of fact when she told me that my sister wanted me to know that my husband was cheating on me. My sister had died 10 years before that, and I didn't tell her that. And yep, a year later, I caught him in the act. Oh, that's terrible. Hey, Fear Crawler. Hey. We just started. I just read the first story. So you made it just in time. Hopefully I shared it with enough social media. I've tried to. I meant to schedule it yesterday so people would know, but I got an email from YouTube saying I could remonetize my channel, and I got a little excited and sidetracked. Now, mind you, I don't make money like other people do on YouTube. I've gotten a payout twice, and I've been doing this for 2.5 years. So that should tell you, I'm at zero here. So, and starting all over too. So awesome. Anyways, that was exciting. I got a little sidetracked. So next time for Tuesday's live stream, I will schedule it in advance. Okay. Anyways, moving on to the second story is titled Final Goodbye. When my dad was 15, he was out playing ball with friends. His sister came to see him seemingly out of nowhere and told him not to worry about her. Then she just walked away. He thought that was sort of weird, but shrugged it off. When he went home, his mother was hysterically crying. His sister had been killed in a car accident several hours earlier. I'm convinced she was dead when he said his final goodbye. Oh my God. Oh, Super Chat is like people can donate cash and then they get a shout out. But I think that usually is just like happens on bigger channels. When people like have channels and they want to like get shout outs from people. It's just something that's available now because I was able to remonetize my channel. So it's there. I have a message from, this is Fenton. Hold on a second. This is from Instagram. Oh. Phantom Zone said he won't be able to make the live stream. Well, that's okay. Sometimes people like I see comments like, "Sorry, I missed it." I mean, I'm just glad anybody comes. So otherwise, I'll be talking to myself again. I do most of the time anyway. Hey, damn gypsy, Dubco, what's up? Yeah. Do you like the Duchess just needs to go under her settings and activate it? Oh, I think it's. Oh yeah. So, fam. Did I miss anybody? I think I said hi to everybody, but I could have missed someone. Okay. Anyways, moving on to number 3 is Girl in the Mirror. So we were staying at a Victorian B&B, breakfast and bed and breakfast, and my 4-year-old was playing on the floor near a big antique mirror. She was talking to herself, or at least I thought she was. I asked her what she was doing, and she said, "I'm just talking to the girl in the mirror. She lives here." Totally creepy. I'm convinced she was talking to a ghost. Well, is anything that happens out of the ordinary scary to people? I mean, that's what I'm surmising. I guess so. I'm clearly not normal. We've established that a long time ago. Anyway, moving on to number 4. I'm not normal. Um um and I'm okay with that. I don't ever want to be normal. Anyways, number 4, tarot terror. I went to a tarot card reading because I was trying to figure out if I should start grad school or not. During our reading, she kept flipping the same card, and finally she said, "I have to ask, were you sexually abused as a child? Because someone is telling me that they're sorry they didn't believe you." I was abused by my grandmother, whom I told about it and who didn't believe me had just died. I'm convinced she was reaching out to me. Oh, okay. I was abused and my grandmother. I read that totally wrong. I'm very sorry. I was abused and my grandmother, whom I told about it and didn't believe me, had just died. Okay. All right. Sometimes it doesn't make sense because I don't make sense. Awesome. Kind of ruins the scary, doesn't it? Number 5, drowning. During a really dark period in my life, I drank way too much wine and took some sleeping pills. Oh no. I got in the tub and was starting to fall asleep. I remember going under the water, and I heard the crystal clear voice of my late father in his distinct Irish accent say to me, "Oh, girlie, you don't want this. Get out of the tub." I got out of the tub and made an appointment with a therapist the next day. Holy shit. That's amazing. Like, things like that, they don't belong in this little hub of the dark, of the internet. That's amazing. Oh no. I'm just a little bit checking the chat here. Number 5 is, nope, that was number 5. Number 6, sleep paralysis. My family moved into my now childhood home when I was 7. From then on, throughout my teens, I felt uncomfortable falling asleep. I always had the feeling someone was watching me in my room and had sleep paralysis only in my room, where I'd half awake and where I'd be half awake and see a girl standing across from me. When I was 19, my mom was at a wedding chatting to a lady who was a psychic, who out of the blue with no prompting says, "The reason your daughter feels scared when she's alone in her room is because the girl who died in a car crash is confused why there's another girl in her room." My mom says the woman heard it directly from the girl. which is creepy as hell. Whoa. I'm talking with the man in the mirror. That song, Damn Gypsy. Hey, Angel. Is it Angel? Angel? I don't want to say it wrong, but because I know what that's like to have your name pronounced wrong. Moving on. Number 7, husbands watching. One night, my granny was just falling asleep, and Granddad asked her to lock the front door. She told him she was tired and he should do it. She told him she was tired and he should do it, but he asked again. So she dragged her half-sleepy self out of bed. It took a minute for her to wake up fully and remember that he was dead. She went and checked the front door and found that she'd left it unlocked. She went back to bed, the room smelling strongly of his aftershave. We found out later that there were 3 break-ins on her block that night. He was definitely watching out for her. Aw, that's pretty sweet. Let's see. Number 8, art inspiration. My uncle is an amazing artist. I asked him once where he gets his inspiration from, and he looked at me dead in the eye and said, "The voices do." I asked him more, and he said that there were muses among the dead, and he had to just listen for them. This might not seem like a big thing, but my uncle is a practical man and a pastor, so not the person who you think believes in spirits. Okay, first of all, wouldn't a pastor believe in spirit more than anyone else? Or is that just my naive mind forgetting about organized religion? I don't know. Anyways, number 9, child terror. My daughter kept drawing the same thing over and over again. One day I asked her about it, and she said that the other girl kept making her draw it, but she didn't want to anymore. I asked about the other girl, and she burst into tears and told me she wasn't allowed to tell about her, which totally freaked me out. Huh. The Dark Lord, Evil Satyr. Hello. I can't help but say it in that way because it seems like that's how you should say the Dark Lord, Evil Satyr. Yeah. I think that if you're going to preach about life after death, you should be open to all the possibilities because, okay, I'm going to squirrel and get totally sidetracked, so I'm just going to go back to what I was reading because I could have an entire live stream just talking about that subject right there. So, moving on. One night I was falling asleep and I heard an absolutely evil voice on the baby monitor, and it said, "I don't like it. I don't want it." The next second, the baby woke up screaming. Something evil was trying to talk to us that night, and I've never been more terrified. That's from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Jesus. A lot of Michigan stories hitting me home today. Number 11 is Lost Sister. So, when my twin sister died, we were 11 years old. For years afterwards, I could just feel her presence in our room. And a few times, I'm sure I heard her voice as I was falling asleep. Eventually, the feeling faded. I think that's because she finally moved on. God, that's so sad. I don't know what would be better, to constantly have the person around you or then to have them completely gone and not even the presence of them around, because then the absence would be like a dark void. Oh, you did? Yeah, people did seem to like that one a lot. It's been a long time since I've seen that kind of response for Serial Killer Saturday. So thank you. I really appreciate that. You're a goat. The Dark Lord Evil Satyr is a goat. Awesome. Last Saturday, Samuel Little. I'm going to sidetrack for a second. So the most exciting part about being remonetized is the fact that another YouTuber who wasn't even in the horror community, she does like science experiments and she was kind of an inventor. her channel got demonetized, which makes absolutely no sense. So what she was showing in her stats was when she got demonetized, she noticed that her views also dropped down to less than like a quarter of what they were before, and that she wasn't in any of the recommended videos. So, hey, Roger Hensley. So I'm most excited about the fact that hopefully everyone has the bell icon. There's two options on the bell icon, by the way, to get occasional notifications or all the time notifications, which is so ridiculous. Why would you want them sometimes? Anyways, there's two bell options, so you have to make sure that you have that clicked or you're not going to get notified of my videos. And I noticed that even for some people that I watch all the time, sometimes I get unsubscribed from them without me doing it, or the bell unclicks, which I hope that they're really, really working on that. So I'm most excited about getting remonetized because I'm hoping that that means that my videos will be more visible across the board and you'll get your notifications. So, oh, chipmunk. That's okay. Okay, moving on. And I don't think I missed anything, did I? Okay. Number 12 is hearing voices. So when my grandpa got dementia, he used to tell us he was hearing voices. As he got worse, he started having long, extended conversations all by himself. One day when he was especially lucid, he told us that he was talking to Grandma and that she was telling him that it was almost time for him to come home. She'd been dead for 12 years. He died the next week. Oh. But I mean, it's sad and comforting. It's bittersweet. Yeah, I remember when they just had the subscribe button used to work and do all that. Yeah, I don't know why they made it. Why do all these websites feel the need to fix what isn't broken? And then they break what was working for them. I don't know. I feel like this horrible software company has taken over every single website that I used to love and enjoy and ruined them. Ugh, so annoying. Hmm. Oh, see, were you unsubscribed or was your bell just unchecked, Autumn? I'm just curious. I'll read the next story and I'll check the chat in a minute. Number 13 is imaginary friends. So my daughter had an imaginary friend named Nina. I would hear her talking to Nina at night when she went to sleep, usually with lots of giggling. One day I mentioned Nina to our elderly next door neighbor, who got a funny look on her face. The original owners of the house, 30 years ago, had a daughter named Nina who died in an accident in the backyard. Holy shit, right? My daughter was talking to a ghost. Sounds like she was friends with the ghost, so, you know. Let's see. Number 14 is signing ghost. I was traveling in Romania and we drove past this creepy abandoned building. I saw a woman out of the corner of my eye, and she looked like she was signing something to me. I'm deaf. I couldn't figure out how she could tell I was deaf. Then the driver told us that the building used to be a school for the deaf and blind children until it had been closed due to a fire that killed some of the children. I think she was a ghost and was signing for help. Oh. Flatten Earth. Hello. Hmm. And yet, Autumn, you'll have to let me know how you liked SKS last week. There was an update, but you'll see all that anyway. Number 15 of this set of stories. So this is the last one of these three sets of stories. This is the last one of the first set. So number 15 is Grandma Ghost. So I totally communicate with the dead, specifically my grandmother. She was psychic, and she was the first person who seemed to realize that I was psychic too. I consult with her before I make any major decisions, and she has ways to let me know what to do. I would be lost without her. What if it's not her grandmother, though? What if it's like a little demon that's like, yeah, do that? Oh my goodness. Setting her up to fail. Writing is so hard. I've written like 5 first draft and can't decide which one I like. You know what I found, Tara White? Don't keep it simple. This is the rule to everything. Kiss. Keep it simple. And I'm not going to say keep it simple stupid because I'm not calling you stupid, but it's when you overthink things and make them more complicated than they need to be. Just put it out there. Personally, when I write something or read something else that someone else wrote, I let them know I will alter it somewhat. And that's because there's 3 ways of telling a story. Obvious one, movies, when you see something on screen. The second one is when you just read it to yourself. The third middle kind of walk the line one is narration, because when you are telling a story to someone, you want to set a picture for them. However, your voice should fill in some of the things. Your expression, your tone, your reaction, that should fill in some of it. So you don't have to be so descriptive if someone's going to read it out loud for you. You don't have to be so, and plus your story might be better than you're thinking. I would say just put it out there and see how people like it. And if you don't have a blog already, you should really start one and let everybody know what the link is. So you can come back to this chat or any chat that I have and post the link so we can read your stuff. Just don't overthink it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. All right, that's the best advice I can give you. Yeah, I would explore that too. Night terrors for that long. Definitely explore that. I would start and maybe go backwards or whatever order it is. Maybe put it in order later, but start writing down every single one that you can remember, if that's what you've already been doing. But write down as much detail as you can, and details might come to you later. But try and remember the dates that they happened and exactly what happened, and go from there. It might piece itself together when you look at it back in written form. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. That's advice for myself when I want to make my squirrel channel, right? Just do it. Anyways, this is the second set of 8 ghost stories. These are longer than like 2 sentences at least. So this should be a little more entertaining. All right. So this one is The Phantom Nanny. When my daughter was 6 months old, I started noticing some unusual behavior. She would laugh and babble like someone was playing with her when no one was there. She would start crying before I could even get to her. And then she would calm down and coo. I honestly didn't think much of it until it was up late one evening and caught a glimpse of a woman's reflection in a window. She was standing in the door between my office and my room, the door that was originally the front door of the house. I could see her clearly. A tall woman with dark hair, wearing an old dressing gown. When I turned to look directly at her, she was gone. It was unsettling, but I never felt a negative presence in our house. The house was old, and we were the first owners who hadn't been descendants of the family that built it. I ignored her for the most part, though her interactions with my daughter became more frequent. The creepiest part was when my daughter woke crying in the night when she was almost a year old. My husband and I both got up to check on her, but I heard something odd over the baby monitor, and he grabbed my arm and put his finger over his lips. We stopped, dead in our tracks, and listened. There was an unmistakable sound of a woman singing a lullaby. Sure enough, our daughter quieted and said, "Night, night." My husband ran into her room to check to make sure that she was all right. Everything was fine, luckily. We cleansed the house the next day. Yeah, stepping a bit over that line there, lady. Creepy. Creepy. Ooh, yikes. All right, number 2, The Eerie and Unexpected Exorcism. I saw a girl get possessed when we were at a friend's house. I was outside hanging out when we heard the girl's mom crying and screaming. We walked in, and my friend, who's a big guy, was struggling to hold down his sister. I say she was possessed because she was talking in a man's voice. This was a 17-year-old girl, 110 pounds. She pushed her brother off and dropped to the floor. She then elevated off of the floor. Her torso was up in the air and only her feet and head were touching the floor. It was horrible. Most people left. I stayed and helped the brother hold her down, telling the spirit to go away. I don't know why I did that. I've always been spiritual and felt like I could help. After 20 minutes, she came back and didn't remember a thing. She didn't know what had happened. She was super confused and looked really messed up. She's okay now. Her brother and I keep in contact. Last time we talked was about a year ago, and he still remembers that night very well. He thanked me for doing that, but I honestly don't think I did anything impressive. I just did what felt right and wanted to help. Whoa, that's crazy. Let me see. I feel like I'm missing messages in the chat. That or everyone's just so in tune to my voice they're not talking. Number three, not threem. Number 3, insane asylum specter. Recently, a friend and I went to this place called Wood County Historical Museum near where I live. It used to be a hospital for the mentally insane, but now you can walk through and do tours, or you can just walk by yourself. Well, we didn't realize they closed at 4 p.m., so by the time we got there, we only got to see one building. The stairs were roped off saying, "Do not enter." We were standing right there at the bottom of the stairs, and I kid you not, we heard footsteps going up and down the stairs. I looked at my friends and I'm like, "Are you doing that somehow?" They weren't. They weren't even moving. We know what we heard, no doubt about it. We definitely heard footsteps going up and down the stairs, but nothing was there. I plan on going back with a different friend soon to explore more of the buildings. Oh my God, yes, please. Anyone ever heard of that place? What is this called? It's called Wood County Historical Museum. Anybody know where that is off the top of your head? I am going to Google it, and then I'll just set it aside. Just gonna tap it into Google and move on with the stories. You know, I'm curious like that. Alrighty. Okay. Moving on. All right. This one is called, this is number 4, Ghostly House Guest. Ooh. Squirrel. Ha ha ha. I've had several instances. Most were in a house I used to own. So there was one time I was alone in my bedroom and felt someone sit at my bed. I was wide awake, so I know it wasn't a dream. The blankets even pulled down with it. Another time I was home with my 3 small children alone, and a lantern we had hanging was swinging back and forth, but no one had been near it. Another time, I heard strange rolling noises coming from my attic, like dozens of marbles rolling back and forth. That sound familiar, anybody? That was in The Exorcist. They say that's like one of the signals of demonic presences. All right, number 5. A poltergeist from the past. So, when I was 3 or 4 years old, we lived in a house in Wichita, Kansas, that had been an old plantation house that had been split into apartments. That sounds like a great idea from the start, anyway. My mother told me that one night she heard me screaming and she came running out of her room to see me running down the hall from the bathroom. I had gone to the bathroom on my own, and she told me that I told her there was a man in the bathroom. She, of course, went running into the bathroom but found no one. The bathroom window was too small for anyone to fit through, and upon searching out that part of the house, she didn't find a trace of anyone having broken in. She asked me to describe the man, and I told her he had a pair of revolvers. He was wearing a pinstripe suit and had a mustache. I never saw the man again, but I wouldn't go to the bathroom by myself anymore. About a month later, she was cleaning up the kitchen sink when she found that the back wall was false and pushed it out of the way. Inside was a small area big enough for a person to fit in. Old bottles, an old blanket, and pinned to the wall, the pinstripe suit. She was freaked out, to say the least. When I was 6, my mom brought it up again, around my grandparents. My grandfather had all these old books about the Old West with pictures of them, so he pulled them out and told me if I saw the person to tell him. And as he was flipping through, I saw the person, and the picture I pointed was one of Wyatt Earp, wearing the exact same suit as the man in the bathroom. That's cool. That's not even scary. That's awesome. I can't wait to I was actually in a daze this morning watching an empty recliner rocking back and forth. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You don't have any cats, do you? Wow, okay. Number 6, the roommate that wouldn't RIP. That's how it's written. Anyway, I lived in an apartment with 2 other girls and would come home and feel a presence, like someone else was there. Even after checking every room and knowing that no one else was home, I would still feel the presence and feel like I was being watched. When I would sit on the love seat that kind of faced our hallway, I would see a flash of red sometimes in the corner of my eye. This would freak me out because there wasn't even anything on the wall or anything red in that area. Finally, one night we were all home and got to talking. It came up that we had all had similar experiences, feeling like someone was home and seeing the flash of red. All of a sudden, the phone rang and the caller ID was our number. We answered and we could hear the music playing in the room where the other phone was. No matter how many times we hit off on the phone, it wouldn't turn off. And my roommate swears she didn't leave the radio on in her room. We all slept in the living room that night, huddled together. And after that, none of us wanted to stay there. For the next couple of weeks, we felt the presence even stronger and saw more flashes of red. 6 weeks later, we all moved out. My roommates rented different apartments in the facility, and I moved away. But I still get chills when I think of it. Yeah. I mean, it's just it's kind of creepy, but it's not terrifying. My dog always stares at will come and rest her chin on the couch and look up at me or my husband. But then she'll do it to where no one is sitting, and then we'll be like, okay, ghost person, let Trixie out. Of course that doesn't work and we have to do it, but that's creepy. Number 7, she sees dead people. I've seen those who passed, but usually cannot hear them. Excuse me. I need to take a drink of something that's here. I have water and coffee, so. Sorry if anyone heard that. I did try to move the microphone away from my mouth, though, so sorry about that. Okay. Oh, all right. I've seen those who have passed, but usually cannot hear them, and it's not all the time. It's really strange and creepy. I've never met my husband's cousin, but attended the funeral with him for support. I saw his dead cousin standing by his casket, watching his brother make a tear-filled speech. I just kind of stared at him, a bit freaked. He was shaking his head, looking rather sad. Then he noticed me, and he just scrunched his face like he was trying really hard to look at something. When my husband touched me to hold my hand, I looked away. And when I looked back, he was gone. I also used to see our dead dog clear as day walk down the hallway, and a few others in my family. We have Dottie, who was a little girl who stays in my son's room and cries when they are gone. I cannot see her, but hear her. My son claims he's seen her several times, and my husband has as well. Wow. I mean, if they're not doing anything creepy, that's kind of cool. Coffee is delicious, so deliciously evil. Yes. This is number 8, so this is the last story of the second set of stories. Dun dun dun. All right, so this one's called Spooky Little Spirits Roam Their Home. And I got to tell you, the third set of stories is going to be the freakiest. There's a reason why they go in this order. The first two I read the first one I read was kind of wow. Anyway, number 8, last story of the second set. Shortly after moving into the house, I was trying to go to sleep when I felt the bed shift at the end like someone had just sat down. Thinking that it was my daughter, I sat up to tell her to go back downstairs. But no one was there. After a few seconds, I laid back down and felt the mattress rise up as if someone had gotten off the bed. When my youngest was a baby, she used to follow something through the house. Sometimes out of nowhere, she would stare and point, especially up the stairs to our bedroom. We've talked to our neighbors, and one of the grandmothers who visits from Mexico says that when she comes to visit here, she sees a little girl and boy at our house. We only have daughters. Dun dun dun! I'm going to check the chat for a second before I read the 10 times people accidentally found a dead body. Yeah. Dark Lord, Evil Satyr is allergic to cats. It kind of takes away that whole dooming part, so. Oh my goodness. Tell me, are you guys ready for Christmas? I'll look in the chat. I'm someone who, like, I don't care about presents for myself, but I love buying presents for other people. And I could get really carried away if I didn't have like a mental, okay, stop. I could get really, really carried away because I absolutely love giving. You know, charity starts at home, so I love giving to our kids, but I love it when I have enough foresight to do something for someone else, and I absolutely just I love that feeling. I don't know about you guys. You were done 3 weeks ago? God damn. My husband and I wait until everyone else is taken care of, and then we buy for each other. So I'm excited about that. Honestly, I'm excited about that. So anyways, this is number 1 of 10 people accidentally finding a dead body. Number 1. At university, I used to work through the night to get projects finished, but would break around 2 a.m. to go for a walk. The city where I studied had excellent footpaths. That meant you could walk from anywhere to anywhere without crossing a single road. The path system had bridges and underpasses. One night when my final project wasn't compiling for whatever reason, I went walking and found what I thought was a glove at the entrance to an underpass. Further inside was what looked like some refuse sacks. But something felt really wrong. So being an indestructible 20-year-old, I investigated to find that the glove was actually a severed hand, and the garbage bags were a dismembered body. One quick phone call to the police later, and I missed my deadline because I was being questioned by the police. Apparently, also my clothes were evidence. The university was understanding, though, and gave me 1 extra day to complete it. Yeah, that sounds really understanding. 1 extra day is all you need after you found a dead body. Okay. Ooh, that sounds fun. Number 2. Found a dead body out in the woods. Went back to report it. walked the sheriff back to where I'd found it. No mistaking where it had been. It wasn't far from the small cave that I usually like to explore. There was no body there. The sheriff looks around a little and then steps back. He then tells me to walk slowly back out of the area and not to come back there. Turns out he found tracks and stools from a mountain lion. It had likely eaten and dragged off the body in the time that I'd been away to get help. No idea if it had been close while I had been there. Woohoo! Yikes. That's terrifying. Number 3. In uni, my friend and I found our mutual friend's body in a water reservoir in a park on campus. We didn't know it was him at the time, though, because he was face down and bloated, so we called 911 and just gave our statements when the sheriff came. I mentioned that we also hadn't seen our friend the whole day, and he hadn't responded to any texts, but we didn't think it was him. We didn't see or hear from him for the rest of the day, which made me nervous, and I think I kind of denied that it could have been him, but the police called the next day to tell us that it was. Oh, shit. That's the worst. Oh my god. Hello. Nightmare Files, hello. I live in South Africa. Crime is not new to me. It's a daily thing that you just kind of learn to live with here. When I was 15, my much older cousin was going through a nasty divorce. She and her 2 little boys fled from her abusive husband and moved 1,300 kilometers away to be closer to us. He ended up following her to our town and rented a room from a guy he knew from years back. He was threatening her and her kids almost daily. I drove with my cousin to pick up her sons from school one afternoon. She walked in and was told by the teacher that their father had collected them earlier in the day. She completely freaked out and drove straight to the police station where she begged them. And if you are South African, you will know that we sometimes need to beg and plead with our police to actually do their job. To accompany her to the apartment to get her kids back. We drove there with 2 police officers in tow. When we arrived, an older lady was there banging on the door, saying that she hasn't heard from her son, the guy that owns the apartment, in days, and she was worried. His car wasn't there, but she knew something wasn't right. Police eventually break in the door after speaking to the neighbors and hear stories of a fight a few nights ago, and probably the awful smell coming from inside. We found the guy he was living with dead, rolled up in a carpet behind the couch. I still remember the top of the head just barely sticking out of the rug we all saw. They found her husband that afternoon, in the victim's car, with the 2 boys thankfully unharmed. He tried to use the guy's credit card to rent a car, because he probably knew they would be looking for that one. Wow! Yeah. Yikes. Ooh. Let's see, Damn Gypsy says, when I was in my early 20s, there was this place on the river trail that we go smoke under a bridge, and underneath the bridge, it turns out there was a drowning victim for days. So we probably smoked above it. Yikes. Vinny Red, what's up? I don't know why I say that. It's so old. So old. Anyway, number 5. Came up on someone that had just flipped their Harley. It was awful. There were brains on his face. He had died instantly. I was riding with a doctor, so we had to stop and render aid until the EMS showed up. The screams from his girlfriend, who'd been driving in a separate car at the time, were absolutely the worst part. Felt awful for her. At least I found out that that night, that blood and guts don't faze me. The other thing that really sucked about the accident was that it was on Thanksgiving Day. Oh my God. Number 6, I walked in on my grandma's body. She was murdered in her house, and I went there to help her prepare for Mother's Day, which was going to be the following day. So much blood that it still haunts me. Oh my God. That didn't need more than 2 sentences, I guess. It was absolutely terrifying. Oh my God. Number 7. Homeless guy burned himself alive in the woods. He was freezing, so he built a fire too close to his tent. I often have to go back to that area, and what is shocking to me is how long the burned up campsite was just left there. It's like they took the charred body and didn't care about anything else. Oh my God. Number 8, a friend of mine has recently joined the police. She went through her training and it's her first week on the job. She gets called out to this house as the neighbors reported not seeing the man for a couple of weeks. Close community. They get the spare key off a certain neighbor who was the last to see him. Enter his house, and it's warm as hell in there. All the windows are shut, all the heaters are on full blast. The police go into the front room and this guy is face down on the couch. He's molded to the couch, and his skin has melted off onto the couch. The guy was literally mush. Turns out the guy who had let the police in had killed him, then arranged all the heaters to be on so that the forensic evidence on the skin was destroyed when the skin melted off. It was only after a few of his backstory lies didn't add up that they realized that this dude was the man who orchestrated the entire thing. Oh, that's disgusting. There's something seriously wrong with people. Oh, that's so cute. I used to meet this pretty girl there to smoke, who is now my wife. Oh, that's adorable. Number 9. Was out in Drumheller when I was younger, hiking with 2 of my cousins and found a severed head. Soon as I saw it, I was in front of both. I just backed up and said, guys, let's not follow this trail anymore, and just pointed at the head. So we hiked off the trail till we got back to where we were camping and grabbed the nearest security person we could find. Took him back to where we found it, got asked a few questions, and then was sent back to camp. Left pretty shortly after that and haven't been back since. Yeah, I wouldn't either. I like how there's no follow-up to, like, what happened? Could there be some more details? Like, who was the person that died? Who killed them? There's no, like, follow-up. And I have no way of knowing because they don't put any names or anything, so I don't know. It could be utter nonsense for all we know. Number 10. I am Russian, drum roll, and of course I've seen some crazy things. First one being, when I was in 3rd grade, I saw a dead body next to my school near one apartment building. It turns out later the guy that was doing something on the balcony just stumbled and fell to his death all the way from the 5th floor. I had my classmate laugh and run toward me saying, "Did you see that dead guy?" The second one, I was in class. We had to clean up autumn leaves in the school's yard when we saw some dead hobo, alcoholic or druggie, with his throat slit, chilling under a pile of leaves. Nobody got really scared. There's something, I don't know. I don't give a fuck about Russian kiddos. Wow. Oh, that was the last one of that set. I don't know why I thought that was 12. That's insane. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Oh, I have a text I need to look at here. Okay. Dark Lord says, number 11. I was living in an apartment complex adjacent to another one where one of my classmates found a dead woman hanging out of her car window. What? Just hanging out of her car window. Oh my God. It's like totally fine. So I did Google Wood County Historical Center and Museum just to see what it was. And there's a Wikipedia for it too. And this is in Ohio. Bowling Green, Ohio. It's the site of the original site of the Wood County Infirmary, or also known as the Wood County Home. The structure was home to the poor, mentally ill, physically disabled, and anyone in need of public assistance who were residents of Wood County. And that seemed to be a very common thing. Does it say what year it was built? It seemed to be like they always had a place. See, that's the funny thing is society has more money than ever to help people, yet we help them less than ever. There used to always be a place for, like, they weren't the greatest places. Let's get that out of the way. But there was always a place for people to go when they needed a place to go. It was a thing that was a standard. People didn't just get tossed on the street. And that's when people didn't have money to really help people like they do now. On top of the fact that we have endless amounts of structures that just sit there abandoned and empty. That really bothers me. This home is now a museum to over 30 exhibits and is about the building's history and social history of Wood County. There's several outbuildings, including a pest house to isolate men with communicable diseases such as scarlet fever and influenza, a hog barn, and an ice house. That's crazy. I was also going to share a really funny story. I found this story yesterday. When I was on my Facebook, and I sent it to my Gmail. And it's about this guy. Hold on, I'll just show it to you guys because it's so funny. I just have to share it with you. So apparently this guy, and what's weird is for a couple of years, it's a long, long story, but when I was a little kid, we lived in Swanton, Ohio for about 3 years. And the story is in about that area. So it's taking a long time to load. So I'm just going to ramble for a minute. But this guy wanted to build a garage so he could move his recycling business to his home. Because this recycling business was in Swanton. And no matter how many times he asked for permission to do this, the town denied him permission. So that really pissed this guy off, so much so that he built this. He spent $4,000 building a giant middle finger flipping off the town, and he even got floodlights to shine onto it so that you could see it at all times of day or night. So yeah. I think that's the most hilarious thing that I've ever seen. And apparently it's completely within his, I guess, free speech rights that you can do that. I mean, if I would have known that, there's so many things I would have done a long time ago. But I mean, if anything, $4,000 on that. That's I think of how mad you'd have to be to spend $4,000 on making that. It seems like it costs more than that, but still, you can do a lot for $4,000. Besides, flip off an entire town. And apparently, it's not aimed at the whole town. It's just aimed at the board that kept voting him, turning down his permit that he wanted to get. Yeah. Anyways, I thought that was really hilarious. Thought you guys might want to see that. It was pretty funny, but I don't know if you guys want to keep going with a regular chat or not, because I'm out of stories, man. I'm out of stories, and I read a lot of them. We can wander into Christmas fails if you want to. Last time we tried that, I don't know if it went very well. Actually, I was thinking about Christmas gift fails and see if anybody wants that. This is usually where most people turn off the live stream. But, now, mind you, I probably have a package that's getting delivered right now, so my dog's going to bark. You know what? I just was going to watch Krampus for the first time last night. I saw it was on regular cable, and I was like, what? These are, oh my gosh, hilarious. 15 Christmas gift fails that'll bring you to tears. Oh, let's see it. I found like 4 different things. Let's see. I'll scramble through there and make sure I don't. Oh God. Right off the bat, there's some funny ones, but okay. All right, let's share it with you. You guys can be the judge on if they're funny or not. So we'll just do this first set and see if you guys like it, and then if not, I'll just get rid of it. Is it sharing? Okay, no. All right, here we go. Chris, for Christmas, I got you $25 worth of lottery tickets. I went ahead and scratched them off for you. You won $2. Here's that $2. Merry Christmas, Nicole. Oh my gosh. That watch is something. I asked for an iWatch for Christmas and this is what I got. Awesome. An iPad. We did that once at a White Elephant Christmas. That was hilarious. People really liked that, so yeah. Tape dispenser. Heavy duty tape dispenser. Worst Christmas present. I mean, if you were starting your own business and you needed office supplies, that's not the worst gift, but if that's the only thing related to that, it's an odd gift. An iWatch. The losing tickets. Oh yeah, that was right off the bat. The personal debris removal system. He. I love crap like this. That's the best. I think that gag gifts or like as seen on TV gifts are the best. I saw a whole thing of Chia Pet series. Like they have a Bob Ross one. And then there was a whole series of them. I'm like, that's awesome. There's somebody outside, girl. We chasing them away. Yeah. My dog's not a fan of strangers approaching the house. But she's just a very large, very fluffy, not fluffy, very furry little lap dog in disguise of a larger dog. I don't know who would use that. Raise your hand if you would use that. Gift not included. Is that a battery? That's hilarious. That's a money saver right there. That's a good white elephant gift right there. The Secret Santa gift. Tesco values Secret Santa gift. It's a t-shirt that says Secret Santa gift. Okay. Links. Okay. Picking this to unwrap on Christmas morning would actually be the worst if you're unfamiliar with Lynx. It's basically the same thing as Axe body spray. In fact, they're owned by the same company. The name is just a branding change for countries outside the US. So yes, this is body spray wash gum made by the same company that made every boy in your middle school smell absolutely overwhelmingly revolting. It's just the female version. I don't know, is that someone telling you that you stink? Worst video game ever. Extreme chores. I would die if I ever saw a kid actually playing that. That's hilarious. What's the game system over here that it's going in? That's not a Wii. What is that? It's like the Wii Sports game, but we're sure even grandparents have played it a few times. Oh, yeah, I don't think so. Soft soap. Look what I got. Legit. Soft soap. I'm confused. I mean, most people get body wash. I don't know. I'm confused by that one. The grandma sweater. Oh, that's adorable. It was a Valentine's Day. The toilet tissue. Someone's telling you, sir, in the picture, they're letting you know they're sick of washing your disgusting underwear. That's what's happening here. Recognize it. Recognize it. Hello, football master, honey. 60% of the worm links works all the time. That is a Anchorman reference if you're not aware or familiar. The iWatch, we already saw that one. The snack, carrots. Yes. I enjoy a gag gift. I really do. Honey, I know you're listening now, so I can't wait for my gag gift from you. Um, the hair regrowth treatment for men. Someone really doesn't want you to be bald anymore, sir. Clearly. What's the worst gift you've ever received? My life. Wow. Oh my God. That's terrible. All right. The next set. Worst Christmas gift fails. Does anyone else notice this when you go to a website now? They're like, we use cookies. Click if you're okay. Suddenly, everyone is using cookies and letting you know about it. All right. If this is a gallery, I'm clicking off of it because that's really annoying to have to click to the next page every time. So let's scroll down and see. There's nothing. There's no pictures. Worst article ever. Article fail. Boom. Roasted. I watch way too much of The Office. Oh my God. Christmas gift fails. Error code. Error geo restricted. Okay. This is supposed to be funniest Christmas gift fails. The boring Christmas gift everyone secretly wants. It's an avocado. Yeah, that kid actually wanted an avocado, but he's like 2 or 3, so try that when they're like 15. I want to see that. Could you pass the big kid test? Free bubbles. I mean, is that part of this article? Oh my God, what is this? I don't know what happened here. This went somewhere else it wasn't supposed to go to. Okay, that's a fail. Article fail. You know where we always find them the funniest is Pinterest, so bear with me for a second. I'll just hide the screen so you don't have to watch me wander through the internets. I know most people will probably turn it off now. That's clickbait. Yeah, have you ever I don't know, sometimes I'll watch them, but if I regularly find a YouTuber that clickbaits me all the time, I unsubscribe from them because there's nothing more annoying than that. Than something you think is really scary or really traumatic or funny, and it's just clickbait to get you to watch a video, and I don't watch the video, and then I unsubscribe from them because I hate it so much. Is this still sharing? Clearly it is. I thought I stopped sharing, but that's okay. All right, so you're still with me here. Christmas fails, and I spelled it wrong. So I'm terrible at typoing. Thank God for spell check. Christmas fails. Yeah, I feel tricked when that happens. I don't like that. Yes. Oh God, yes. Oh yeah, this guy's hair is beautiful. That's pretty. Honey, if you're still listening, you should do this to your head for Saturday. I'll make it happen. I even have bowls like this downstairs. I made a little Christmas wrapping station on in our basement, where our bar area is. Oh, it's never been so simple. Just to leave everything out for anyone to wrap presents in. Then there's no mess. You don't have to move all the stuff. I don't know if everybody else has that. Oh my God. Look at this. Merry Christmas. What? Someone was clearly trying to be. This is called Cake Rex. Oh my. That's terrifying. Now, I don't know if someone was trying their hand at fondant or was trying to make a cupcake look like a Muppet. That makes Christmas better to me. I like it when everything isn't taken so seriously. It makes it a lot more enjoyable. It makes you just relax and enjoy the moments, and laughter, which is what this would definitely ensue, helps make that happen. So I think anything that helps that happen. Oh my God. That's terrifying. Is that a cake? He looks like he's 20 feet tall. Oh, my God. Is it a turkey or is it a Santa cake? Kind of looks like a chicken. Oh my gosh. Oh, what's that, Santa? What is that supposed to be a stocking? I mean, there's no way you could really be like, yeah, that's totally supposed to be a stocking. No. 20 feet tall Santa from hell. Mary hoo hoo. Mary hoo hoo. I'm gonna say that and see how long it takes. Does anybody have like a favorite Christmas sweater that they have, or do they make any or anything? I love them. The uglier the better. I found a horrible pink flamingo one, and I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings if you love it, but I saw this one. It was all black. It's probably like come to my knees, and it's got a like sparkly pink flamingo right in the center, and then it's got like pink garland around the bottom, the top, and then the end of the sleeves. Oh, it was hideous, but it was so gloriously hideous. I don't know. There's two of them right next to each other, and they're for sale. No. You have an elf costume? Yes. That's awesome. Oh my God. Angry Santa wants you to buy his cake. Wow. It's like a snowman's trying to pretend that he's Santa and no one's buying it, so he's getting upset. What's this one? A cow head? Is that what that's supposed to be? And this is again something that's for sale. Oh, it's an Easter bunny cake, it says. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Oh my God. Oh. Is it a gangster snowman? That's kind of what it looks like. It's kind of cool. I mean, you just needed a couple extra cupcakes, here, here, here. I don't know. You can't see my mouse, can you? Oh, yes, you can. All right. Aw. What is this? It's a Christmas cake. That's actually kind of cute, but it looks like they just got done drinking the blood of someone's soul. Just dripping down this little bit vampire-y. Oh, for those of you that want a Santa that looks like a sex doll, this cake is for you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I want something festive for the holidays just to know that it's the holidays. Yes. Oh my God. What are these? Aw, beautiful Christmas cookies. You're supposed to put some of that stuff on after they come out of the oven, which it kind of looks like you did, and it's just still terrifying. Good Lord. Oh my God. Oh, where's real angel, the real reindeer? Santa needs Viagra. Oh God. Oh God. Christmas sweaters. Nailed it. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's hilariously ugly as well. The other one was just cool. I like making my own, but last year mine poked me a lot. Oh my God. I asked my husband to please not cut his beard so we could get there's like new lights and stuff you can put in your beard. No, yeah. Well, the ones we have here are ridiculously I don't think a $20 sweater is expensive, but when you can only wear it for like a little bit of the whole winter season it is. So, we usually just make our own with stuff from the Dollar Tree. So, or I have a ton of decorations left over because after Christmas, I always hit the 90% off sale. and get stuff for like 10 cents a piece. And I have all this stuff for the next year. So yeah, I want to get him some beard lights and ornaments. Actually wanted to shave a Christmas tree in his chest hair. He's got a sweater going on there. It's a sweater vest, really. Hey, thanks, Bad Vibes. You did too, did you not? There was a lot of notifications yesterday and it kind of started blurring together. What we should look up are Christmas tree sweater fails. Christmas fails, Christmas sweater. Ugly Christmas sweater fails. Those are funny. People were talking about the boob, where there's like a open boob one, which is hilarious, but unless you're around kids, you can't really do that. I mean, you know why. You can't do that. Oh my God. That would look so hot. With the one boob sticking out? I know, but you can't go to a family Christmas party like that. I mean, unless you're breastfeeding, then it's like, boom, problem solved. Yeah, I got a lot of them confused yesterday, Bad Vibes, because there were so many. And it's so confusing because, before you get demonetized, there's not really any notification that you're going to be. Like, there's no strikes. There's just, boom, you get an email. And then I waited. Like, I really didn't talk about it a lot. Like, I know a lot of people were talking about it on Twitter, but I didn't mention a lot because I felt like, well, what's the difference? Because my channel is so small. No one's going to care anyway. But who was the one that you're and I have to thank your maker for tweeting it and as a result others tweeting it, and I firmly believe that has a lot to do with why I was able to get remonetized, and I feel like, knock on wood, that they can just as easily take it away again tomorrow. So I don't know, it's like I want to be excited just one day at a time. Really, as far as my entire life goes right now, it is one day at a time, which that's all anybody can really do. But if you guys only knew, yeah, I'm really thankful that they did that. Holiday pastas. There's holiday pastas on my Patreon, and you can probably check out some from last Christmas on my December playlist from 2017. But I've noticed that not a lot of people listen to the pastas on the channel, but my patrons seem to love it. So I try to mix it up between that on there. But the consensus calls for Serial Killer Saturday, so I don't know. Majority rules right now. Hopefully I'll be able to branch back out now. And a part of that is because I was getting buried. I don't know. I was talking about it earlier, but yeah, I've done pastas. And hey, Bernadette, glad you could come. I know the time difference is a little bit, so Tuesdays I like to do it a little later in the day, and then Thursdays a little earlier in the day. It's just kind of make sure that everybody has a chance to come regardless of the time zone. So hopefully that's pleasing just about everybody. Thank you. Thank you, cats. Ugly Christmas sweater DIYs. We will open that tab there. But that's kind of cool. That's what I expect to see when you go to an ugly Christmas. That's not even a sweater. I don't know what that is. I don't even think these are fails because I think the uglier it is, the better. Gangster rapper. Fleece Navidad. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. I don't know. These aren't even that funny. Go back to Christmas fails because these aren't even fails. These are just awesome. I think any attempt at making an ugly Christmas sweater is awesome. Yeah. There's this. Oh, God. Ew. Wow. Is it Christmas or Halloween? Boom. Got them both. 78 minutes. Is that how long we've been streaming? I don't know. I try not to count. I just try to go with the flow and see. Sometimes I have to go with the voice cutting out and then I'm done because once my voice is done, then I'm obviously done. Oh my. 19 baking fails. Let's check it out. Little scream like faces. Yeah, yikes. Aw, yikes. Oh, they only have one eye, most of them. I think some people, you got to decorate them after they're done. And wait till they're cooled off, for God's sake. Oh my God. The Santa snack. Oh, that's cute. I mean, it's strawberries. It's still cute. Cupcake's seen better days. I mean, these aren't hilarious. Oh, well. Hello, Cupcake. Looks like the Grinch's wiener. Oh. Aw. Sad, murderous little Cupcake. Creepy Santa pics. Okay, I'll do that one next. It looks like his little hat is a sombrero. It's too big. That still looks yummy. I mean, what is that supposed to be? It kind of looks like you made a bell and then on it are little tiny unicorn heads. And then those are the fails. What's wrong, Trix? My cat is notoriously trying to murder my dog. And my dog, who is at least 20 times her size, is terrified of our cat. These cake pops that look like they're suffering. These little pumpkin pies that turned out interesting. I mean, I bet they're really good. If you just put a little whipped cream on the top, people will just eat them and they'll never know the difference. Is that a gingerbread man? Even the one to the left here is like, I don't know, did you just kill it and it's surprised? Kind of looks that way. We already saw that. This minty blob. You know what? Those are meringues, and I've made those, and they're a little harder to make than you would think. They turned out okay, but there's a very delicate little mix to that. Wow, this existential evergreen treat. Okay. Frightening Frosty. Ninja bread. Who need a little TLC? Oh, wow. I mean, the fact that you even attempted these is those are funny. You could still put something on there and that'd still not be that bad, I think. But, I'm not ever optimist when it comes to stuff like that. Ugly Christmas tree sweater DIYs. If I baked, I'd be 10 times worse. Nah, I think you'd surprise yourself. I think sometimes people try way too hard to make it more complicated than it needs to be. Wow, that was awesome. That's the winner chicken dinner. That's funny. Work it. Ooh. Unicorns with laser eyes. That's awesome. Tinseltown. That looks really uncomfortable. Ahead of the game. I mean, is there the other half of a stuffed animal on the back of that shirt? Because if so, that's the best one ever. Cha-cha-chia. Happy holidays. Double the pleasure. I mean, I don't get that one. Madonna will be proud. Indeed. Merry Christmas. He bought that one. That's not fair. Come on. Come on. Now, someone wanted me to look up Santa fails. Creepy Santa. Let's look up Creepy Santa. Does anybody do this on their own? Just wander throughout Pinterest? I introduced Mortis Media to Pinterest, and I didn't hear from him for 2 days because he said he got so into Pinterest that he was obsessed with it. Oh my gosh. Jen! Holy crap, I haven't seen you in a live stream in a long time. Hello, Jen. Santa is sort of murderous there. Yeah, what is this, a doll? What is this? Oh, and his teeth. I'm not a fan of dolls with teeth. I'm convinced they were brought to this earth. Oh, there's a whole article of these ones. They were brought to this earth to murder you in your sleep. So no. I'm sometimes, you ever see a picture and think, is this the picture of a child that went missing and this is like the last one that anyone saw of this person? I don't know. Thanks for those nightmares. Oh, it looks like the mask caught on fire and they're like, well, we don't have another one, so you just have to wear that today. What? Speaking of demons, this Santa looks like he's in need of an exorcism. Where's his face at? His eyes, did they cover him in charcoal? And there's even the kids like, ew. You know what a Santa photo doesn't need? A frightening clown. Ugh. This picture gives me the grossness vibes. This Santa looks like he has some serious anger issues. If you ever notice, like, even in the Christmas Story, if you watch that movie, the Santas never seem that happy. They seem angry, like the older pictures. I'm pretty sure that Jigsaw from Saw is in that Santa costume. I mean, ugh. That's one of those plastic masks from the olden days. Whoa. This was taken seconds before Santa dropped dead of old age. Oh. This little girl just realized Santa is about to drop her. Yikes. This kid's probably wondering why Santa is using him as a crutch. Ew. Santa looks like he put way too much bourbon in his milk. Santa's really tired today. The Santa's supposed to be an aging werewolf. Yeah, that's not how you're supposed to wear that. Not sure if anyone told you, but what does this one say? I missed it. To be honest, it might have been burning smell of alcohol coming off of Santa that made this toddler cry. Oh my god. Oh my god. Looks like the corpse of one of the 7 dwarves. Oh, look at the face is melted. It's like a pig mask that they put a beard on. That Santa has a black eye. Probably. Oh. Really want to know why this Santa's wearing blue eyeshadow. I swear we went through these last year. Maybe. I don't know. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so scary. Pretty sure this is just an evil warlock in Santa drag. Oh. Ooh. Look how young the hands are. Let's just take a moment and look at the young hands attached to this terrifying face. Like, I don't understand the connection. Oh my god, those eyes. Is it Weekend at Bernie's Santa edition? That's what it looks like to me. Oh my god. This Santa looks like he's holding back a case with a hangover barfs. Well, it kind of looks like he may have barfed inside of that beard, and now he's trapped wearing it. Bernadette, you're so sweet. Well, this Santa apparently just showed up drunk. He really needs his lunch break. This looks like some horrible eyes wide shut fever dream. Oh my god. You've been approved to sit on Santa's lap. Oh my god. Yikes. Nope. No. What the fuck is even going on in this photo? It's like the Justice League, only like the anti-Justice League. But it's like an anti-Justice League fan club. I'm just going to let that soak in for a second. They need Santa police to reprove them before that. Yeah, I mean, I think people have gotten a lot better about that. Yeah, my daughter has a picture very similar to this. And yeah, I mean, it's cuter than this one, obviously. But I mean, I don't know. That's not that creepy, but it is creepy. Ugh. Okay. Yeah. Yikes. Okay. Okay. Ew. Oh my god. What? Oh my god. Well, if anybody doesn't have any more recommendations, we're probably going to wrap it up here. I hope everybody goes back and listens to the beginning because we did a lot of scary stories before we got to this rabbit hole that we went down. I guess should call it the squirrel trail that we followed on my crazy train brain. Um, there's a bunch of stories I did. Let's see, the first set was ghost story. There were 12, or hold on, how many? 15 ghost stories, then 8 more ghost stories, and then there were 10 times people accidentally saw a dead body. And to reiterate my first point, stop screen sharing because that's screenception there for a second. We started off with talking about suicide prevention, which I would like to bring home very strongly that please don't suffer. If you or someone you know is alone or is suffering with depression or feeling alone or feeling overwhelmed with things you can't verbally, please reach out to anybody. Reach out to me, reach out to anybody, or call the suicide hotline. Or if someone you suspect is kind of isolating themselves and not talking to people and is feeling particularly down and alone this time of year can be really hard. Please pass on and share the suicide prevention hotline. It's 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. And I'm not going to say it with sarcasm. I'm going to say it with genuine love that I really appreciate you guys coming here and listening and chatting and letting me entertain you because that entertains me. So, and that in itself is a gift. And until next time, maybe I will say it because it's just how we say goodbye. Bye, 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 bye.